The same energy as last week.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen, Pirates Cove, Mittwochabend. Ihr seht es, wir haben ein neues Setup, wir haben ein wenig an der Grafik gearbeitet, wir haben ein wenig wir haben ein neues Mikrofon und wir haben auch wieder unsere gewohnte Hintergrundwand. Das heißt, heute hoffentlich ohne technische Probleme. Wenn ihr aber was nicht hört, uns nicht hört oder dann auch später unseren Interviewpartner nicht hört, dann bitte in den Chat schreiben. Und wir können hier alles anpassen und umsetzen. Und verzeiht es uns, wenn vielleicht ein, zwei Sachen heute nicht funktionieren. First question of the night. Sean.
Yes.
Why are you sitting on my left side and not on my right side anymore?
I should be on your right side.
Yeah.
But you screwed it up today.
Yeah, because I need to have the control over the mouse.
Whatever.
So, how are you doing? How was your day?
I'm doing pretty well. Day was pretty good. Productive every time I'm here. I have a lot of things stacked up, so very productive day.
All your Wednesdays in the last weeks were productive.
Yes.
So it's the productive Wednesday.
Yes.
That's nice to hear.
Mm-hmm. How are you doing?
I'm doing also very well. It was also a productive day. I got a lot of things done and some new informations, and I'm excited about today's show because we're gonna have a guest tonight.
We usually have a guest.
We usually have a guest. He's not here, so I don't see him. But he will be live in the show in a couple of minutes. Our new quarterback for the AFL, Mr. Wheat. So, ja, in ein paar Minuten geht's los. Sicher. Bevor wir aber zum Interview kommen, haben wir ein paar News für euch. Und wie immer, wenn ihr Fragen an uns habt, schreibt es uns einfach in den Chat und wir werden eine knackige Stunde haben, weil um 8, wie auch in den letzten Wochen, muss dieser Herr wieder zum Lifting.
No, I actually don't bench.
No, we had that topic.
Yeah. It's mainly... Pro Andy wrote me a new plan based on our live stream, and the title of it is Q Beast or Shred. It's something in that, so, and I laughed so hard.
So a combination aus from quarterback and
beast.
And beast. So
There's something like that, or like shredding QB or something.
Kjalk.
Mm-hmm.
You are Mr. Kjalk. The Quarterback and Hulk in one. Okay, aber bevor wir zur Offseason kommen, weil da haben wir nämlich auch noch eine fette Überraschung für euch, erstmal ein paar News rund um die Raiders. Was ist passiert seit letzter Woche? Leider wurde ja wir fangen immer mit Basketball an. Leider wurde ja am letzten Wochenende das Spiel abgesagt aufgrund von Corona-Fällen bei uns in der Kampfmannschaft. Und auch das kommende Spiel am Sonntag gegen Koschelovic muss leider abgesagt werden, weil einfach zu viele Corona-Fälle bei uns in unserer Mannschaft sind. Zum Glück alles milde Verläufe und wir wünschen den Jungs gute Besserung, aber im Moment wütet der Covid-Teufel durch die Reihen unserer Basketballabteilung und wir hoffen, ja, dass die Jungs bald wieder fit sind und aufs Parkett zurückkehren. Alle News rund um Basketball findet ihr natürlich auf unseren Kanälen und da könnt ihr up to date bleiben. Ansonsten, der Ticketvorverkauf, Season Tickets for the AFL started last week und es sind schon einige weg. Das heißt, für einen Bombenpreis von 30 € für alle Spiele könnt ihr euch ein Season Ticket sichern, besten Platz. Also ich würde es mir kaufen, wenn ich nicht sowieso da wäre. Das heißt, holt euch euer Season Ticket. 30
euros?
Ja, 30 € for 6 games.
We're just giving tickets away.
It's a special offer for the season ticket holder. Day tickets, Tagestickets will be much more expensive. Of course.
Yeah. So save some money.
Save some money.
Because you know you're going to go to all 6 games anyways.
Yeah.
Save some money, buy the season tickets.
Tickets.raiders.at könnt ihr euer personalisiertes Season-Ticket, kriegt ihr sogar eine schöne Karte, euren Platz auswählen und dann seid ihr jedes Spiel live dabei. Was gab es noch? Den Schedule der ELF, der wurde am Montag, Monday Night veröffentlicht und wir schauen mal kurz rein, weil paar interessante Matchups anstehen. The funny thing is, the ELF is now writing the dates like US.
America.
Like
America. No, it's ridiculous to do it the other way.
No,
because
why?
it's always at. It's Vikings at Raiders. Raiders at Centurions. So a little behind the scenes of the Raiders. Paul sent out an email last week or so, or the week before, and we have to register when there's a home soccer game in Tivoli because our office is in Tivoli. So we have to register beforehand and say, hey, I'm going to be there. I have access. And Paul sent the links to Vaca and Vatens, and I was looking at it, and I was like, I have no idea what is the home game and what I don't know what to tell. And so I asked Paul, and he said the home team is always first, and I thought that was stupid.
Why?
It's at. See, this is very clear.
But you know,
very clear. It is Vikings at Raiders.
In the whole European sports history, it was always home versus away.
Well, good thing we play American football, huh?
So, whatever. The ELF now does the American...
But it's very clear. Even if you're used to the European...
Exactly.
Exactly.
So
but that's the system. Exactly.
So,
but in that website, there was no at, there was no listing. It was just the logos. Yeah.
But back to the schedule. We're going to open the season against the Vienna Vikings.
Who else?
Who else?
Who else?
Just another Vikings.
I would have won so much money if I would have bet this because I just had a feeling.
Ja, das wird der Home-Opener am 5. Juni um 15 Uhr im Tivoli-Stadion. Ticketvorverkauf soll im März starten. Auch der Season-Ticket-Vorverkauf. Und dann könnt ihr euch da eure Tickets sichern. So, dann First Away Game Cologne. We don't know anything about them for the moment. Going to be very exciting. And then
we have quite the stretch of home games there.
We have a stretch of home games against Berlin, Stuttgart, Frankfurt and Leipzig. And then we have the away games, and the last 2 weeks are not scheduled yet, depending on the TV schedule. So it's going to be a season from June to end of August, beginning of June, end of August, with pretty nice games. All games will be live streamed either on Pro7 Max, Run NFL, Run ELF, or on the live stream of the league. So you can also start buying the game passes for 99 euros, I think. All games.
I think so.
All games, all season. Also, wer den Schedule sich anschauen möchte, kann auf europeanleague.football gehen oder auch auf raiders.at, weil da haben wir jetzt auch schon die 2 Seiten ELF und AFL mit allen Schedules, Tabellen drinne und auch in Kürze dann mit Rostern, mit Coaching-Staffs, mit allen Infos rund um unsere beiden Teams. Ja, gut, dann Week 4 ist ein Fehler drin, it's at Stuttgart, oh ja. Dann müssen wir das der ELF sagen, dass sie das auf ihrer Homepage...
It makes sense because at the moment there's too many home games compared to away games. Can you scroll all the way down?
Yeah, because they lost 2 weeks.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's at Raiders. There's 2, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
So that maybe there's not a month of home games. No. But can we talk about the first game of the season real quick?
Of course.
I don't know if this would be the case. I don't know what our fans' reactions would be of like, you're very excited about a new league and the first game of the season at home in Tivoli, it's the same opponent that we've seen for the last decades, right?
What's going on here?
That's not the case, actually. I think you guys should be very, very excited. This is going to be a very different Vikings team than what we've played in the last few years. Just looking at their signings or commitments as of lately, they have a couple older players coming back that will be contributors for them, and obviously a significant amount of imports, particularly on the offensive skill player side. So it's going to be a very different Vikings team. It's not that team that we played in the Auch Bowl is not going to be the same team. So it's not it's the Vikings again. No, it's going to be a reborn rivalry in a completely new setup, and it's going to be the start of a great season, a very exciting season. So everybody should be really excited about that game.
Absolutely. June 5th, 3 o'clock at Tivoli
Be there.
Stadium. Be there. Exactly.
Pew, pew, pew.
Ja, das waren jetzt mal die größten News rund um unsere Mannschaften. Ansonsten fangen jetzt so langsam wieder die Nachwuchstrainings an. Das heißt, der Hinweis an euch alle, an eure Familien, an Freunde von euren Freunden, an Kindern von euren Freunden an alle. Wir brauchen Nachwuchs. Bringt eure Kinder zu den Raiders und werdet Teil unserer unglaublich coolen Organisation. Vor allen Dingen im Tackle-Nachwuchsbereich benötigen wir viele Kinder und haben Platz für alle, egal ob groß oder klein, dick oder dünn, schnell oder langsam. Im Football hat jeder einen Spot. Und ja, wird uns freuen. Jetzt ist der perfekte Zeitpunkt. Einfach auf raiders.at gehen und dann gibt es überall den fetten Button Join. Wenn ihr da draufklickt, kriegen wir hier eine E-Mail mit euren Daten, nachdem ihr sie eingegeben habt, und kontaktieren euch dann. Und schon seid ihr dabei.
Well said.
Really well said.
No, it's really, I mean, not to toot your own horn, but...
always, you know. People say I'm a good talker.
Yeah, and humble.
Yeah. What means humble?
Google it.
Okay, I will Google it. Gut, dann kommen wir zu einer Sache. Last week, there was the last testing for most of our AFL guys and kind of a mid-testing, I think, for the ELF squad. Mm-hmm. Everybody got tested. We talked about it last week, in which disciplines, and we promised you guys a video.
Yes.
And our videographer, Benny...
Yeah. Videographer, photographer, audio...
Rockgrapher.
Yeah.
Audio.
Yeah. Hashtag. I hope I say it right. Is it Blixa?
Blizzix, I think.
I always screw it up. I'm sorry, Benny.
One of our under 18 guys is really creative, and he did all the Inside the Raiders last season. And the newest project of him for us is a little video about our off-season testing last week. And we are going to watch it now with you together. And just enjoy it, and you will find it in the future on our YouTube channel. So don't miss to follow our YouTube channel.
Subscribe to our YouTube. Great content is coming.
Yeah. The link is in the chat. Just the last chat message is the link to our channels. So, let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Go. So, das war unser Video über die Off-Season. Sean, you were part of it. You were there. Mm-hmm. How was it?
It was awesome. Really, really good energy. You know, I think we've made enough jokes on here before to realize people to know that that's not really where I. What is the right word? I'm not passionate about that part of. No, that sounds bad too. It's never really been my thing. How do I say it, Isaiah? I don't know. People take it way more seriously than I take it. Let's say that. For me, it's a necessity to play as well as I want to play on the field.
Yeah, and you approach the athletic part completely, or
right.
Not completely, but differently than an offensive lineman.
Absolutely, yeah. But people really push their bodies to the limit and really want. And this testing is the kind of the gratification of it, or the reward of it, and the energy was awesome, and people really had huge improvements over the last months, and really guys stood out, and you could tell that they're in great shape going into the season. And it was cool to just be a part of, and to have such a great positive energy was really, really nice.
Also, wenn ihr das Video nochmal sehen wollt, in den nächsten Tagen kommt es dann auf YouTube, deswegen unbedingt unseren YouTube-Kanal abonnieren. So, und jetzt kommen wir natürlich zum Hauptpart des heutigen Abends. Unser Gast Isaiah Weed. Und wir schalten rüber. Und Isaiah, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, audience, can you hear Isaiah? If yes, please write a 1 in the chat.
Is it 1 in the chat or F in the chat? What did Marco want us to do? 1 in the chat.
1 in the chat.
Okay, there
okay,
we go.
It's working perfectly. Isaiah, how are you doing? How was your day?
I'm doing great. My day is just starting over here. It's 10 a.m. on the other side of the world, but it's going good so far. Good morning. Gonna have a good day of working out, hitting the field today, doing some training, and we'll see how it goes.
Did you have a good night of sleep?
Oh yeah, I made sure I got my 8 hours.
Okay, the 8 hours. Is it what? Because you always talk. You also talk about your 8 hours.
Yeah.
Is it what Tom Brady says?
No, I don't eat avocado ice cream either. I'm not a TB12 athlete, unfortunately. 8 hours has been elusive for me for a while now.
Isaiah, you just said it. You are on the other side of the world. Where are you right now? So our audience know where you're coming from and where you live.
Yeah, right now I'm in my hometown, Bonnie Lake. It's about 40 minutes away from Seattle. So I live on the outskirts of Seattle, and it rains here a lot. So when I get there, I think that I'll be perfectly fine and used to the weather for a little bit, and then the summertime will hit, and I'm excited for that.
So you are a Seattle Seahawks fan?
Oh, definitely. Big Seahawks fan for sure.
Nice. Is it true that the Seahawks Stadium is the loudest in the NFL?
No.
People say that.
No.
Not really, but if you go to the actual game and witness it,
No.
It's one of those stadiums where you have to yell in order for your ears not to hurt.
No.
Only you have been at
Kansas
Green
City.
Bay.
Well, Green Bay's not the loudest. Exactly.
Chiefs.
Elias, you and I.
Hey,
I appreciate you. No, the Chiefs Stadium is very, very loud as well, and it's an open air stadium where the Seattle Stadium is a little bit soccerized, Europeanized, where obviously they're scared of being in the elements. No, it's probably a necessity because of how much it rains. Not compared to Kansas City, but both stadiums I'm sure are very, very loud. But a big game at Arrowhead is special as well.
Yeah. So Isaiah, you just said that you are in the state of Washington. You are 24 years old, and you decided someday to play football and not basketball. Tell us a little bit about your football career, where you started, and then maybe till your college time.
Well, yeah, I was also a basketball player all my life, as you can guess. But I did go the route of football because that was my first sport that I really fell in love with, and it was what my dad coached me all the way from when I was a little kid. When I was 7 years old is when I started, and you know, had a really successful young career in youth football, and then, you know, went to high school. I didn't start until I was a junior in high school, which would be my 3rd year. And then, so I started my 3rd and 4th year, had a lot of fun. You know, I don't have any older siblings or older brothers, so I was kind of the test dummy to figure out the recruiting process, you know, with my parents too. They didn't really know much about it, so kind of went through that together and learned a lot, and went to my first college in North Dakota. It's called Minot State. Went through some up and downs there, but I got an opportunity to start both years, going into battles with some of the older guys. And then after doing 2 years there, I decided it was best for me to transfer schools to Northwestern Oklahoma State. And
WOSU, that's a long
yes,
school name.
Yeah.
So
Had a lot of.
Let me ask something first before we move on to Northwestern Oklahoma State University, because we checked it out where it is, and maybe
sweet Moses Malone. Oh my God!
Did you play quarterback your whole time? Did you start it as a quarterback in PV Pop Warner football, or did you play something else?
Well, I've always played quarterback my whole career, and a little bit of DB when I was younger, but once you hit middle school, high school, that's over with.
But high school, you went where you live still in the same town, right? So in the Seattle area.
Yes, sir. Bonnie Lake High School.
Bonnie Lake High School. So yeah, you said it. At the end, you landed at the Northwestern Oklahoma State University for your last 2 college seasons, and yeah, Sean.
No, what I'm interested in is your decisions to move from outskirts of Seattle to the most remote places of the United States. So you went from Seattle to, I assume, middle of nowhere, North Dakota, because North Dakota is just in general in the middle of nowhere. And you're like, no, that's not in the middle of nowhere enough. I need to go to the panhandle of Oklahoma. Was there any type of like culture change for you? Because people don't realize, you know, United States, there's multi subcultures in there, and so going from the Pacific Northwest to the upper Midwest to, I don't know what to call Oklahoma just in general. Let's just say Oklahoma. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of its own thing, isn't it?
America is not America.
Exactly.
They're
exactly.
Different.
Exactly. Was that difficult for you? And how was your college experience, like personally, in Alva, Oklahoma?
Yeah, it was overall a good experience. It is what you make it. So, you know, it was tough because it was a big culture shock going from Seattle to North Dakota, which is a super cold place, probably one of the coldest in America. And I mean, yeah.
No, I was laughing at one of the comments. Yes,
but,
actually, yes.
Yeah, super cold place. Completely different cultures, but I'm definitely a people person. I like to go out and meet new people, make new friends. So that part, the social part, was easy for me, and I made, you know, a lot of lifelong friends from all over the U.S. But going to Alva, Oklahoma, population of about 6,000.
I knew it.
6,000.
Google it. Everybody, if you have a second, Google Alva, Oklahoma.
There are more churches than baseball fields.
There's more churches than anything, it seemed like.
We counted the churches.
Yeah, we're very
because they were so close to each other.
More churches than stop signs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's about probably single-digit stoplights. You know, the hottest spot to go to is Walmart or Subway or McDonald's.
Yeah.
But no, overall it was a great experience. I had made a lot of new friends there too, from different parts of the country, and had a lot of fun playing football there. Won some more games, and yeah, it was overall good experience and got my degree, which is the most important.
Absolutely.
So.
Are you going to transition to his European career?
No, not now.
Okay.
And like you said, you made the best out of it. You met cool friends. You had probably a cool team, good coaches there, and then at the end, it doesn't matter where you are. It's where with who you are, and that's why also living in a small town can be still something really good. At least you had the chance to play college football. That's also not everybody's chance. Yeah, we got the first question for you. What's his expectations for the coming season and the future? Ben, we will cover that later in the interview. Sean.
So we talked about, you know, how big of a culture change it was in terms of your movement in the United States. I imagine that was perfect preparation for you moving into your European career, where I don't know if I have the order correct, right? But you've played in Denmark, you've played in Serbia, and you've played in
Germany.
In Hildesheim, Germany. Did you find that you could fall back on those experiences of having to acclimate into a new place with a new culture? And did you apply that into your European career?
Yeah, definitely. It came a lot easier to me just from being around and being really far away from home, which not a lot of people are used to. But since my entire college career, I was, really far away and never really coming home, only on the holidays. I was really used to that. And what I had to get used to was, the culture of European football, and to understand that it's a growing sport out there. And you got to be willing to basically devote yourself to the team and the development of the team in order to take some success out of the season. So, it was really good experience, and you had the order right in Denmark and then in Serbia and in Germany. I think I picked a good order, I guess, to say, from going to those teams now into the bigger leagues.
So in 2020, obviously there was the pandemic, but did you already did you had a team where you wanted to go in 2020? Or did you said, okay, it's the pandemic in Europe, I have no chance, so I stay home?
Well, yeah, when the pandemic hit, it kind of just canceled out football for the year. So I decided not to, go over and play for the 2020 season, because there was a lot of teams that I was talking to, but a lot of the teams would get the notification that their season canceled out of nowhere. So, kind of
too risky.
Not a good thing. So,
And then in 2021, obviously last year, you played first for the Krakujewicz Wild Boars. We played them also, when was it? 2016 or 17?
17. It was our first year in CEFL.
Yeah, 17. Here in the CEFL Bowl, and you were successful with them. You brought them to the semi-final of the Serbian Championship, which was probably a success as far as I know, because there was the team was rebuilding. They lost also in the 2020 season a couple of good important players, and so last year was a rebuilding. What was probably also then the result in a very high loss in your CEFL game against the Vienna Vikings. But how was it to live and play in Serbia?
Man, that was quite the experience. Getting more towards Eastern Europe, the culture shift is a lot heavier, and I think that I had a really good time there. There's really good guys on that team, and in management was really good. It was a tough season for me, kind of trying to help develop and coach more than ever before. So that actually helped me in my coaching for offense and quarterbacks. But overall, it was a great experience, and happy that I went there and met all those guys, for sure. And
what happened against the Vikings?
Man, well, as you said, we had a rebuilding team. Basically one of the the main reason why I went there is because of the past success of the team. And when I got there, I realized that the team was completely different really young. I mean, we had a 16-year-old starting against Vienna Vikings at wide receiver. Not a lot of guys that were over the age of 21 playing. So it was a tough game for sure, one of the toughest game I've ever played in. But, you know, I'm confident going forward in the present time, then I get to see them again. So
perfect. Yeah, and then you decided, oh, that's not enough for the year. I want to continue, and I want to see what's going on in the middle of Germany, in Hildesheim. And you played there for also a new rebuilded team, because they lost a lot of guys to the ELF with their rechange, and they went down in the leagues. I think, what was it, third league now in Germany, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were in GFL 3, and basically I knew after my Serbian season I wasn't satisfied, and I knew from before, and the management team in Serbia told me there's opportunities in Germany and some other teams in Finland and stuff like that. So got to contacting different coaches, got into contact with great import/coach Jacob Adelman, and he basically brought me there to Hildesheim, and you know, broke everything down for me and made sure everything was good with me. So helped them get from the GFL 3 back up to the GFL 2, and yeah, had a pretty good season there. And yeah, I probably should have went to Germany a long time ago, but it was a good place to play for sure. I can see why a lot of American players want to go play in Germany and play in the GFL. It was quite the experience.
I mean, you had 23 touchdowns in 6 games. That's some good stats.
That's fun.
No,
I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
So I continue.
Yeah.
You just jump in when you have questions.
That's why.
But I think we are in a good flow. Yeah. Thanks for the information. So we make a little cut now. Your German time is over. Now you become a Raider. You already became a Raider. You're gonna play for us in the Austrian Football League this year. Tell us a little bit about the process. How maybe Coach Grind contacted you, and it's. I mean, for the people out there, Isaiah is maybe living on the other side of the planet, but he's already really active with our head coach and offensive coordinator. I heard you guys meet always, or every week, going through playbooks, going through video, going through film, and talking about the upcoming practices and games. So tell us a little bit about this, please.
Yeah, well, I've been meeting with Coach Flo for the past couple of weeks, and they've been great meetings going over the playbook, you know, just talking about the team, different guys that we'll have, things we'll want to do. And I'm really excited and looking forward to the season this year. Seems like a great coach, and I can't wait to meet all of the other coaches and all my teammates. But yeah, I actually began contact with Coach Callahan in the beginning, which was years ago, and I always went back and forth with him for the past years, and knew that I hoped that I got an opportunity to come play in Austria, and I did. And he introduced me to Coach Flo, and been meeting with him, and it's going great, and things are looking bright for the AFL season.
Yeah, everybody here is really looking forward to meet you in person, and it's great that you are a Raider right now. Yeah, so we already started talking a little bit about the season. You heard it from Coach Flo and maybe from Coach Callahan too. The Austrian AFL, the league changed a bit because the Vienna Vikings, and obviously we are moved up to the ELF. So the face of the league gonna be a little bit different. But what are your goals and expectations for this upcoming season?
Well, yeah, I mean, the only goal is to win for me. I'm going to do everything I can to help develop the players and the team, and do everything I can to help the team win, and whatever it takes. But I'm sure it's going to be an interesting season for everyone, because, you know, having our team and the Vienna Vikings have new teams in the ELF with new players switching around and bringing in new guys. It's going to be interesting for everyone in the AFL, and I think that it's wide open, I'm sure. So my goal is to help establish that the Raiders come on top.
Going back to your meetings with Grindflow, I would be curious, based on your other experiences in Europe, and speaking in generalities, so we don't give any details away. How is your feeling with the offensive playbook, and how is it compared to some of the stuff that you've done in Europe before, in terms of, is it more complex, is it more heavy in one regard as opposed to another regard, and what are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, I think that the playbook is it is a great playbook for Europe, because it's very simple, but it's also very, very detailed in a way that it tells everyone exactly what to do, and based on certain words, everyone should know exactly what they're doing. I mean, I've played in systems where we've had NFL style play calls where the plays are 2 sentences long, and I've played in easy college air raid, playbooks where play calls are really short. And I think that it's a good mix of both, and it brings a little bit of a challenge to the table for everyone, and kind of making sure that they're on their stuff and they know what they're doing, because the people that know the playbook are going to be the ones that are on the field, is what it seems like. So I think that it's a great playbook, and I'm looking forward to getting on the field and running it. So
nice. We from the past, we know that Sean loves to run the ball also, and if you see his highlights, he takes the shoulders down and he tries to run over linebackers.
I don't get to very often.
No, but when you run,
yeah,
you just you don't.
They put handcuffs on me, Isaiah. They're like, hey.
But you like to run over people, and you like the physical part of the running the ball.
Correct.
And Isaiah, when I watched your highlights from college and also from the European season, from time to time you take the opportunity to run with the ball. So you're a good athlete, obviously. But what do you like more? Do you like more to stay in the pocket and connecting to your receivers, being great protected by your offensive line? Or are you more this guy who loves maybe an option play where you can keep the ball and run it by yourself?
Me, I would always say that I'd rather just stick in the pocket and throw touchdowns all day. But, nothing's ever perfect, and sometimes you have to improvise. But for sure, throwing touchdowns feels a lot better than, running around and doing all that. But, yeah, I did see some film from Sean. He actually threw a couple of hurdles in there.
It was my first one ever, and it was probably the last one ever. Yeah. I think I'm a 2 feet on the ground type of guy. Yeah, not great.
But you said it, I think, in the beginning of the season, that you want to try to hurdle somebody when the situation comes.
Well, I think it's not.
You did a nice flip, and
yeah.
Luckily you were healthy after it, because it could end worse.
Well, I think people have kind of figured out my MO over the last 7 years of maybe not being the most elusive guy, and so a lot of people just kind of chop me down, and that's what these guys are doing. So I was like, I'm gonna hurdle. I think I said it in the first or second half. It's like, I'm gonna hurdle somebody, and then the one time the guy didn't go low is the time I try to hurdle, of course, and he kind of just caught me in the air. Yeah. It was awkward.
Yeah. So let's move on with our questions. We have a question also in the chat, and the question was, when will you arrive in Austria? Yeah, camps are starting in March, and you will be there.
Yes, sir. I'll get there 26th.
26th, so in 10 days. So you have 10 more days to say goodbye to your friends and family. Maybe some beers with some good friends. Yeah, we talked about the goals. Let's talk a little bit about your private life, the time between the football seasons and after college. What are you doing for a living? What are you doing right now?
So this time, since I've been home, I've been working at Amazon, and when I'm not working at Amazon, I'm working out and training, trying to stay in shape. So that's been a pretty good thing for me this past couple of months. But in the past, I actually started my own business and own an LLC for real estate. I do wholesaling of properties and land. So I've actually taken a short break of that as of recent because I was gone in Europe last year. And then just coming back, I decided, I just want for sure money. So, just worked a little bit for Amazon and just recently finished up that job. Now I'm just fully focused on, keeping my body in shape and getting ready.
So you have a business background. What did you study?
I studied business and marketing.
Business and marketing. Interesting. Sean is also really you didn't study it, but you're interested in marketing.
It's something that intrigues me for sure. But I would say I'm far from a marketing expert. That's for sure.
But yeah. So, and you said you don't have older siblings, but do you have younger siblings?
Yes, I do. I have one younger sibling. He is 22 years old. His name is Trey. He is a football player for Eastern Washington University.
Oh.
And they're pretty good. He's had a lot of success in his first seasons. He got freshman All-American at corner, and then his next season he got second team All-Conference. So he's doing pretty well over there, and I'm excited to see how he does this next season as well.
Which position is he playing?
Corner.
Cool. We have a question in the chat. How good is your cannon? I think he means your arm for some nice wide open fly routes. So how far can you throw?
You have to get wide open first.
Yeah, that would be great if they're wide open. That's perfect. But
that's a question from one of your future receivers, by the way.
Nice. The farthest in-game throw I've had was 63 yards.
How much?
63.
63 yards. Yeah, that's quite a long distance. I can't throw that far.
No, but you can't.
No, I can't.
No, you.
I probably can't punt that far.
Yeah. I could see that.
Or snap.
If you count the rolls, for sure.
If I count the Yeah. Okay. Nice. And are there any guys? If you have questions, please write them in the chat, and we will tell them to Isaiah. Good. Then, Isaiah, we come to a section of our interviews where we ask our guests always.
Shotgun play action or read option?
What do you prefer? Probably is the question.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
So the shotgun play action or read option.
But
that's different things. That's not the same category.
I think if I interpret this correctly, like a shotgun passing offense, more of a traditional pro style play action offense, or more of a spread read option offense. I would assume, Ben, maybe you can elaborate.
What would you prefer?
What's your preferred offensive style or category?
So I would choose shotgun.
Yeah.
Shotgun, spread the ball out.
Then Luca is asking, what's your 40 time?
In college, which would be my best time, I mean, I haven't ran an official 40-yard dash in a while.
Because it's irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, game speed's different.
It is.
So,
it 100% is, though, isn't it?
Yeah, true. But in college, we had laser, and I ran a 4.59 in college.
That's fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's fast. Yeah, but back to the interview section here. Can I
have a question real quick? I just thought of it.
No, of course.
You said your preference is shotgun air raid, right? And just to throw the ball around the yard, right? I wonder if you and Herr Grein are going to butt heads a little bit, coming from a former running back who would prefer probably just the opposite. If I imagine a Flo Grind, a beautiful game, they ran the ball downhill for
21 personnel.
25 rushes for 250 yards. Has there been a conversation of that, of what kind of balance you guys would imagine having in your guys' offense?
It seems that we're gonna run pretty balanced offense, which I'm totally okay with because most of the run plays I'll be able to read. So
There you go.
either way, I mean, I choose shotgun air raid because I'll always have the option to run. That's always like the fourth read. Like, is he there? No, no, no. Okay, run. That's why I like that style offense. But I'm comfortable in anything. So.
Sounds great.
Put your ass under center. 22 personnel. Yeah, cool, bro. Hand off this fullback dive.
What? We had pretty. So not okay. Yeah, Vesso, you're gonna do that practice. Just kidding. No, just one of our players is in the chat and writing some things about pass plays and jet motions.
Basically, he's saying that was basically the offense last year. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you two things always. Most of the time it's the complete different, and you have to pick one of these two, so our audience get to know you a little bit better. And you can't say none of these two, so you always have to pick one. Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Chocolate or gummy bears?
Chocolate.
Backpack or suitcase?
Backpack.
that's such a weird one. Everybody picks backpack.
No, there are people who it's a question goes into the direction how you travel. Are you going to nice hotels with your nice $500 suitcase, or you're traveling more with backpacking, you know?
Or you go to 5-star hotels with a backpack, like I do.
Yeah, whatever, Sean.
Savage.
Soccer or NASCAR?
Soccer.
Mercedes or BMW?
Mercedes.
Doing a puzzle or looking or watching TV?
What was the first one?
I always say it wrong, right?
No. It's just a weird.
Okay.
Do you prefer to do a puzzle or watch TV?
TV.
Yeah, of course.
Who does puzzles?
Somebody answered puzzles.
Of course.
Kyle did, or?
Maybe.
I think it was Kyle.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
McDonald's or Burger King?
Burger King.
Ugh.
Car or bicycle?
Car.
Beer or wine?
Beer.
Going to party or hang around? Or chillin'? Like, is chillin' English?
Party or chilling, yeah.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Black or white?
Black.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Superman or Batman?
Ooh, Superman. Tough one. Tough one. That was tough.
Mountain or ocean?
Mountain.
Vegetables or fruits?
Fruits.
Chaotic or being organized?
Organized.
Traveling or staying at home?
Traveling. For sure.
House or apartment?
House.
Cooking for yourself or ordering food?
Cooking.
By yourself, or is mom doing it?
Well, I like to try new things and cook new recipes that I've never tried. So.
Countryside or big city?
Big city.
But then your time at Northwestern?
Yeah.
Sweating or having cold?
What was that?
Having cold or sweating?
Sweating.
Basketball or football?
Football all day.
Cheerleading or cheer dance?
Cheerleading.
Cheerleading. Sounds good. And we have a question you don't need to answer, but we have the question in the chat: had he contact with the ELF the last season?
I've talked to a couple of teams, but nothing serious.
And we are lucky that you picked us for your 2022 season. Okay, then let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did. It was a good one.
It was a good one, and it was, I mean, for you living on the West Coast, it was what, 3:30?
Yep.
And for us, it was, I mean, you slept, you watched it the next day.
Super Bowl Monday.
For us, it was
That's a new tradition, by the way. It was
Super Bowl Monday.
No, but it was so awesome. Like,
Yep.
you basically can't use the internet for one day.
Yeah.
But, like, compared to how I felt,
Of course. Yeah.
it's the best.
I watched it in the night, and I was pretty pooped the next morning. But it is what it is.
Especially because my daughter has the tendency to come, and this is how I get woken up every morning. Papa.
That's why I watched it at a friend's house without my kids.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think it was a great game. I think it was the better team won, obviously.
Correct.
But for you both guys, I mean, we can talk about now a little bit about football and X's and O's. I thought the performances of both offenses were not the best what the NFL can be, right? So there were a lot of mistakes. And
Well, I think the most alarming thing when you watch the game is how bad the Rams' rushing attack was. I mean, I think they had 30 yards rushing. Isaiah, do you remember? I remember Cam Akers at one point. I think he had like a 7-yard run for that last drive to get the first down to set them up to first and goal. But it was like before that he had like 11 rushes for 13 yards. But Sean McVay kept doing it, and that's kind of the strategy of some OCs is like, hey, it's finally going to hit, and it never did. But that made things really, really difficult for Matt Stafford, and you could tell. That's why I think the Bengals had 4 straight punts in the third quarter, but the Rams weren't much better in the third quarter.
That Bengals D-line was very disruptive, I think. And
Well, they were running through the gaps. You know, it's an outside zone-based team, and these linebackers were just running through.
They're filling super quick.
And what was from the offensive side, you both are offensive players, what was your wow moment from these offenses where you said, oh, that was a great play, great catch, great run, whatever?
I thought the first Odell touchdown was a great play. He ran a wheel route. They tried to press the slot, which is pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
Pretty aggressive with one high. And he ran kind of like an outside slot fade. It was a great catch, great throw.
And there was no safety, and it was,
And from the Bengals, I think my wow moments were like they just couldn't find consistent offense. Like they lived on big plays, right? And like that first 4th and 1 where they went for it on the first drive of the game at midfield that set up that Odell touchdown. And, on 4th and 1, they tried to do a quick pass, and Joe Burrow misses the read. And they had Joe did not play very well, in my opinion, and they could not find consistent offense, although they ran the ball okay, right? Like Mixon didn't have a bad game, not compared to the other side, but, they just live and die on explosive plays, which is tough.
What was your moment which you liked the most from the offensive perspective, maybe?
Yeah, I think that, Matt Stafford had a great game, but like Sean said, I agree with him. But the most explosive play, the best one that I saw was that Jamar Chase catch down the sideline. It was deep. I was like,
he's not bad at football.
He's a really good football player.
He's pretty good.
That was awesome. But that was my favorite play for sure. That was cool.
Isaiah, have you been happy with the result? Did you pick the LA Rams because it's West Coast?
Well, I was happy with either result because, Cooper Kupp, he went to Eastern Washington, and that's where my brother goes to school. So I was happy if he won, and I was also happy if Joe Shiesty won.
Yeah.
Or Joe Brr.
Awesome. And then a lot of topics and talking was about the halftime show.
Yeah,
And sometimes, let me finish. Sometimes it's interesting that people talk more about the halftime show of the Super Bowl than about the actual event of playing a football game. And just my opinion, my personal opinion was that the trailer for this halftime show was already so perfect that the expectations were so high, and then the actual halftime show was
yeah, that's my opinion too, and that's kind of music right in my sweet spot. That was like middle school, early high school for me, maybe even earlier. I mean, obviously the Dr. Dre stuff was earlier, but I'm talking the 50 Cent, Eminem portion. So they covered multiple generations. But yeah, when you see the list of names,
you're expecting
the best concert ever. But and you can. I'm curious what your opinion is, because I've never been to a rap concert. Is that the expectation? Because people don't know Paul's a hip hop fan, and you've attended a rap concert before.
Yeah, but no US rappers.
No. But nevertheless, is that the thing? They just stand there and rap over their track in the background, and because the only person that I thought really brought energy that you could feel through the screen was Kendrick
with the dancing.
But also the energy of how he performed.
All the guys were great. The songs were great, but there was there were too many superstars for that.
True, but for me, I just find Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg standing up there rapping Dre Day or 50 Cent in a tight ass wife beater
hanging from the roof
with background dancers just standing there rapping.
That's rap music.
Yeah, but then I think about it, and The Weeknd did the same thing for the most part. Yeah. But I enjoyed that. I don't know. I agree with you. I was a bit disappointed.
What were
My favorite part was definitely the Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, he brought it.
Yeah, that was cool. But I think most of it was for, basically Dr. Dre just to come out and be like, yeah, these are all my guys. I'm the best. Kind of.
And that's what it was, right? But it was almost too many people too. Like the fact that Eminem had one song, 50 Cent had one song, Kendrick had two songs, Mary J. had two songs. It was almost like
too many for a short amount of time.
Yeah, you're talking about superstars that over 3 decades have had hit after hit after hit, and you didn't get to cherish any one of them, I think, my opinion.
We have a post in the chat about I would explode if I would sit behind the stage, but then you could watch it on this big super screen. So
they usually do it. They try to do a good job of doing both sides, but this one
always
was very...
Also, there were Super Bowls where the stage was on an end zone, so the people behind the end zone also.
The Weekends was on one.
So the people sitting there, they need to watch it on the screen.
It's very much a TV show. It's not for...
No, and more people watching it on TV than in the stadium.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the biggest...
100 million people watched it.
It's the biggest music performance in the world per year, and from a not active people there.
Probably yes,
but from consumed.
It's the biggest one night event televised.
Right.
So the Olympics are bigger in total, but and it's even bigger than a world.
Is it bigger than the World Cup? I don't think so.
I don't know. But
from a music standpoint, I don't think the sporting event, but from the halftime show, because the FIFA World Cup doesn't have a half. They should do a halftime.
No, they're not, because soccer doesn't need halftime crap.
Is that what they say, or is that what you say?
No, that's what soccer fans say.
I saw
there was a German Cup final in Berlin when they thought, hey, we have to bring a German pop artist there, and she started singing, and you don't need to like her music, but people were booing.
Really?
And they got criticized for it. Yeah, because they said soccer is not this event party a lot around sport like football or NBA or whatever. It's traditional. You go there, you drink a beer, you watch soccer for 90 minutes, and then you go home and drink another beer.
And
It's a
halftime
different-
you go
No,
go
a sport that it can end 0-0 doesn't need additional excitement.
It's
Yeah, I
a
got
different
it.
culture thing.
That's
Let's-
why they have to do all the cheers and stuff, right?
Exactly.
And throw smoke bombs and have flags. Yeah,
whatever.
because the game is so eventful.
Yeah. Let's go to the last section of tonight. Our... That's so German, yeah.
Yeah.
Please, no fun. Let's go to our Spotify playlist. And we are already over an hour. So let's do it this way. I gonna start tonight.
What?
Yeah, I gonna start tonight. I gonna choose Chop Suey from System of a Down. I'm in the mood for this song tonight. So I put it on our playlist. Sean, you're gonna be the last. Isaiah, what is your song for our playlist? You always wanted to be the last to have more minutes to think about.
I got this one though.
Oh, okay. But Isaiah, what is your song for our Pirates Cove playlist on Spotify?
Okay, I'll go with Big Sean, Wolves.
Sean. He's Irish.
Huh? S?
He spells it the same way I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's Irish background.
What was the name? Wolves.
Wolves.
The first one.
With featuring Post Malone.
Or not.
Yes, sir.
I saw both of them do. Okay.
Okay. And yours, Sean?
This Girl is on Fire by Alicia Keys.
This girl is on fire.
It's very motivational, actually. I think people would be appalled by my pregame playlist. I mean,
I would love
it's
that,
a lot of women, actually.
No, and I would love that people could in our playlist could see who picked which song.
I think people can. That would be a fun game if we did it, but we don't remember who the guests were. But I think we remember each other's.
Yeah,
But anything that's folks music is probably me.
it's yours. So the link to our playlist is in the chat. Click on it, follow it, and you always have the newest songs from us, from Sean, from me, and obviously from our guests. And there is Playlist vor dem Spiel im Stadion einspielen. No.
I'm not so sure that's a
No,
good idea.
no. We have a DJ for that.
Yeah.
DJ Fu. He's
Shout out
also
DJ Fu.
he's also in the chat. Give him a follow. Shout out to DJ Fu, our stadium DJ. He plays better music than our Spotify playlist.
Yes.
Ihr Lieben. Now I changed to German a bit. We talked a lot of English.
Well, you have an American guest, an
That's
American co-host.
True, true. Aber an unsere deutschen und auch englischsprachigen Zuschauer, vielen Dank fürs Einschalten. Thank you very much for watching. It was a pleasure, Isaiah.
Are you doing the last word already?
Yeah?
Well,
You know, Sean, it's 5 after 8.
yeah, but
You go-
you're just breaking routine, that's all. I mean,
What
I'm
is-
a creature of routine. Usually you ask Isaiah to say something, then you
Of
ask
course,
me, and
this
I
would
have
come.
nothing, and then...
I thank you, and then you guys have your last
So
words, and
I'm
then
out of
I
line.
end it.
I'm out of line.
Kind of.
Okay, I apologize.
Also, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Thank you very much for watching. It was a lot of fun. Isaiah, thank you very much for joining. We are really looking forward to meet you in person in a couple of days. It's going to be an awesome year. It's going to be super great to have 2 American QBs in-house. It's going to be excited, and we're going to see some great shows from you and all of us. And now it's time for your last words. Isaiah, what do you want to say to our audience and to the Raider Nation out there? And then it's Sean, and then it's me for the last words. So,
Raider Nation, I can't wait to be there. All my team, can't wait to meet you guys. Go Raiders.
sounds great. We are already fired up. Sean, your last words for
Yes.
tonight?
Yes. Thank you for watching. Isaiah, thank you for joining us. Guys, please buy the season tickets. 30 euros for 6 games is an absolute steal. Get excited for the AFL season. Get excited for the ELF season. And then after that, the Knockford season 2022 is going to be a great year.
Perfekt. Also, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Mir hat es auch wieder Spaß gemacht. Voraussichtlich nächste Woche wieder, Mittwoch 19 Uhr, die nächste Show mit vielen neuen Neuigkeiten. Geht auf YouTube unbedingt, da könnt ihr dann auch das Video von der Offseason nochmal anschauen und natürlich auch alle Folgen von der Pirates Cove. Und ich bedanke mich fürs Einschalten, macht es gut, schönen Abend, bis bald, für euch, ciao.